This is Silverlake. Welcome to Silverlake Studios here in Discovery Bay, California. Today I'm going to be recording an update episode for The Curse of Silverlake. It's been over a year since we released an episode, so this is to let any listeners that we have left subscribe to us know that we're working on 6 more episodes. 6. So right now, I currently have 2 of them written. 5 and 6 are written. I'm working on 7. And well, essentially, that's not important. I figure I'd do a Facebook Live recording of me recording the update episode. So for all of you out there listening, send me some good vibes. I got my formal gamer shirt. I've got my Legend of Everett Forge for good luck from Click Art Studios, and we'll see what happens. Oh, so this show is 2 segments in one show. The first segment is the update about the podcast and what's going on with that. The second is the Heroes of Silverlake segment that we normally do at the end of a show, but we haven't released the show for a year. So there's people that we owe a shout out to. The way the recording works is I record in segments and then I stop. So that way, if I mess up a segment, I don't have to redo the whole thing from the beginning. So I'm probably going to screw up, so bear with me. I'll try to keep it entertaining. And, alright, now we'll see what happens. So step 1 is a test to make sure my stuff is working. Testing, Silverlake update episode, testing. Testing, Silverlake update episode, testing. Alright. That sounds good. I'm actually insanely nervous about doing the Facebook Live post while I'm doing the recording. My brain's kind of all over the place, but I'll probably get a little bit more comfortable as we get recording. So, let's give it a go. Citizens of Silverlake, this is Anthony Von Dessauer, your host and producer, with an update to The Curse of Silverlake. We haven't released an episode in well over a year, and I figured it would be good if we let you know what's going on. Right now, I am currently working on 6 episodes, and I'm trying to get them all written by June so we can have them recorded in July. And there's a pause so I can catch my breath. For me, I get real tense when I do the recording, so I have to take little breaks. Citizens of Silverlake, this is Anthony Von Dessauer, your host and producer, with an update to The Curse of Silverlake. We haven't released an episode in well over a year, and I figured it would be good if we let you know what's going on. Right now, I am currently working on 6 episodes, and I'm trying to get them all written by June so we can have them recorded in July. That sounds good. This episode's not going to be that long, so this shouldn't take too long. And since it's been over a year since we released an episode, we haven't had a chance to thank all the listeners and the other shows who have contributed to our show or supported us in some way. So in this update episode, we're also going to include a Heroes of Silverlake. Yay! Here's the Silverlake. I just gotta look it up real quick, okay? Okay, so our first hero of... okay, see? Messed up. Our first hero of Silverlake is a new listener, Scott Thrower, who actually made a comment today when we were welcoming. Let's try it again. This is how podcasting works. Live shows, they don't get the leeway of being able to delete a bad line. But I'm fortunate that I'm not a live show, so. Our first hero of Silverlake is Scott Thrower, who actually commented on our Facebook page today. He asked when we were welcoming him to Silverlake. Takes a while. For those of you who are new to podcasting or don't know what it takes, it's I guess not everybody's like me, but just a few minutes. You can go through it perfectly, no problem, or a few minutes can take you forever. Plus, I've got the added pressure of Facebook Live. The pressure. All right, let's try it again. Our first hero of Silverlake is Scott Thrower, a new listener who just joined us and asked the question when he was welcome. I don't know why I can't get around that. Our first hero of Silverlake. Our first hero of Silverlake is Scott Thrower, who, when invited to Silverlake, asked the question where he should move to. I suggested he should move over by the wharf because he wanted a lake view. Why don't you come to our Facebook, Silverlake, or facebook.com/SilverlakeRPG, and tell them what you think. Good enough. All right. Our next hero of Silverlake left a message over on the Formal Gamer page, or on the Formal Gamer Facebook page. Forgive me if I get your name wrong. I think it's Elena Law. And basically, she was just telling the Formal Gamer that she appreciated that she appreciated that they recommended us. So, I'm glad you like it, Elena. And Formal Gamer, definitely. We're very grateful that you made that recommendation. And you know what? I know I've mentioned Formal Gamer a lot. If you're not listening to Formal Gamer, you're missing out. You're missing out because they're killing it this season. I don't think I like that one. Silverlake RPG, and tell them what you think. Our next listener, Elena Law, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, actually left a message well over a year ago on the Facebook page of the Formal Gamer where she basically said that she appreciated that they mentioned us in their podcast. And we both appreciate Elena as a listener, and hopefully she's still with us, and we certainly appreciate the Formal Gamer. If you're not listening to the Formal Gamer, you're missing out, because right now in their latest season, they are killing it. Just a fantastic show. I promise I will not use the word fantastic too much. It's one of my New Year's resolutions. I described everything as fantastic, and I just can't do that. It is really hot upstairs. All right. Our next hero of Silverlake is Todd from Die Hard Dice. I want to say up front that no money was exchanged in this. I was just doing my normal thing of trying to promote Silverlake. I found his page through a D&D forum, and I asked him, hey, check out our podcast, see if you like this. He came back, and he said that he loved it. He complimented us so much that I can't even read all the compliments, but he was very supportive, and we appreciate that. As podcasters, you know, the things that we create are our dreams. So when people express that they like what we're doing, it's kind of like they're supporting our dreams, and it really motivates us. So Todd, Die Hard Dice, they make dice, and you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Die Hard Dice are the official dice of the Curse of Silverlake. If you listen to the Curse of Silverlake and you're not using Die Hard Dice, don't blame us if your character dies. Not bad, right? Let's see what else we got here. Oh, okay. All right. Our next hero of Silverlake, and this is a big one, is David Ginsburg. He's the host of a podcast called Tales of the Fandom. And recently, in one of his, not the one that he's about to release, but the one before that, he gave the Curse of... let's try that again. Now you see why I record them in segments, because I always mess up at least once. For our next hero of Silverlake, I just started off wrong. Our next hero of Silverlake is David Ginsburg. He's the host of a really great podcast called Tales from the Fandom. And on his episode before his current episode, he gave us a huge shout out. Just a big recommendation to the Curse of Silverlake right at the top of his show, first thing. And we really, really appreciate that. David's show is an interview show, and for him, I coined the term, it's the working man's Nerdist. In his show, he interviews working artists, people like you and I, who are struggling to create their dreams. And the podcast is very well done, and it's incredibly insightful, and it's sometimes even touching. Tales of the Fandom. You should definitely check it out. I think that was all right. And now I gotta see if I know I got one more. I got two more. Okay. And this hero of... At least I'm not cursing, because usually in this process, I'm cursing. Let's see. Especially if it's like the sixth attempt I've made. Doing this kind of podcast, where it's just conversational and I'm not reading off the script, is actually a lot easier, because when I'm reading the script narration, you got to get it right, and you got to think about it's acting is what it is. And my co-host, Daniel Dye is an actor. He's a trained actor. I am not, so I'm still learning this stuff. So, alright, let's give it another try. Our next hero of Silverlake is long overdue. There's a podcast called Gagman, and what they do is it's a bunch of guys who create a quest. They tell you the setting, they tell you what the conflict is, what the bad guys are, and they just have a fun time doing it from beginning to end. Who the big bad guy is, little encounters, and on their podcast where they were talking about a quest setting in the Goblin Underground, they actually gave The Curse of Silverlake a review. I mean, a good solid 20-something seconds, which is enormous in podcast land. So we really, really appreciate that, and we owe them. So go listen to their podcast. It's a fantastic podcast. I said fantastic again. I'm going to have to train myself not to use the word fantastic. One more. All right. And of course, we couldn't have a Heroes of Silverlake segment without mentioning ClickArt Studios. ClickArt Studios is the blah blah blah. That started off good. And of course, we couldn't have a Heroes of Silverlake segment without mentioning ClickArt Studios. Ochi and Ray over at ClickArt Studios are amazing. They designed the cover art for The Curse of Silverlake. They're artists for hire. They do amazing work. They went ahead and see that I got confused. I mixed up Facebook Live with the podcast. But what I was going to do, I'm sitting here showing you guys The Legend of Everett Forge and thinking I'm showing the podcast listener the damn thing. No. That's what happens when you do two simultaneous recordings at once. And of course, we can't do a Heroes of Silverlake segment without mentioning ClickArt Studios. Ochi and Rai, alright. And of course, we can't do a Heroes of Silverlake segment without mentioning ClickArt Studios. Ochi and Rai did the cover art for The Curse of Silverlake. Not good. This is my last one. I just have to get through this and we're done. Everybody, Formal Gamer, Legend of Everett Forge, all of you out there, give me your good vibes, your blessings. Let's get through this. And of course, we couldn't do a Heroes of Silverlake segment without mentioning ClickArt Studios. ClickArt Studios is... I know what I want to say. It's all right here. I know what I want to say. I just can't get it out. And of course, we can't do a Heroes of Silverlake segment without mentioning ClickArt Studios. ClickArt Studios is the art studio that did the cover art for The Curse of Silverlake. Ochi and Rai are just absolutely wonderful people. They do fantastic work. You can check them out at clickartstudios.com if you need any artwork. They're absolutely fantastic. For example, one of the pieces they worked on that I really enjoyed and I've already talked about, of course, is The Legend of Everett Forge by Scott Wilkie. So, check them out. I might let that one slide, but I'm not going to put you guys through it again. So, now it's time to wrap this up. Do my outro, which normally I have a prepared outro, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do this one, so we'll wing it, we'll see what happens. But basically, after I do this, then I'm going to go back to editing, remove any noise, add music, cut out empty spots, and this episode should be live, hopefully, Sunday. So, how am I going to end this thing? How am I going to end this thing? All right. And with that, that concludes our update episode of The Curse of Silverlake. We really appreciate you listening. I'm Anthony Von Dessauer, the host and producer of The Curse of Silverlake. And until next time, happy hunting. And we'll leave it at that. For anybody watching, I hope you enjoyed this Facebook Live recording of our update episode of The Curse of Silverlake. For the most part, that's it. Happy hunting.